guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing well. If the lighting is off in this video, I feel like there's not much light on this side of my face and there's light on this side of my face. 2 months living in this house and I still have never figured out like a proper place to do my sit-down videos, guys. 2 months and I still don't have a setup. Anyways, as long as you can hear what I have to say, the lighting doesn't have to be perfect. I want to share with you guys some of the things I wish I knew before I moved out of home. Like I said, it's been 2 months already. It's actually gone by really quickly. It's gone by really fast. I wanted to film this video, I think just when we had hit 1 month in this apartment, and then I decided to put it off and give it another month and see like whether there'll be like a few additional points that come up, and I think I actually do have some additional points. So I have my notes here. Let's go ahead and get started. The first one the first one, I'm sure many people will be able to relate. Curtains are so expensive. Those things are actually an investment, because I got really shocked. It took me a really long time to get curtains for my bedroom, because already we bought the blinds. It came to a lot. So I was like, I'm just gonna stay with the blinds, and then when I have additional money I'll get the curtains, because the curtains I got were going for like 850 bob per meter, which now when you add up all the meters, my god. And I'm talking about Isli, guys. I went to get them in Isli, and I think I've put this one here because before I ever moved out of home, if you guys recall, I have moved out of home twice. The first time I moved back home, I think the first time I moved, I didn't actually know how, curtains is just something you don't think about. You don't think that it's gonna need a lot of money. So the first time around when I moved out of home, I got a shock. I really got a shock. At least now this time I was already ready. I was like, buy the blinds for the room, save, get curtains for the room, save, like that. I didn't put pressure on myself this time, but curtains expensive. Okay, number 2, you have to be financially ready. I think this is a given, obviously, but okay, so most places usually ask for 2 months deposit, 1 month's rent. So of course you have to have those 3 months of rent that you've saved up. And then I would also recommend having maybe like an extra month or even 2 or 3 months saved up, just so that like you don't enter, because that first month will go so quickly, and before you know it, you're already paying for the second month of after you move. So I would highly recommend that you have a bit of money, not a bit, like 2-3 months of rent saved up before you move. Also because in the first month there's so many one-time purchases, things like mops, things like buckets, as in these are not things you're gonna have to keep buying every single month, but then you're gonna have to buy them that first month. As in, you're gonna have to buy things like a Wi-Fi router, have your Wi-Fi installed, things like that. Buy extenders for your room in case Wi-Fi can't reach your room. As in, there are just too many small one-time purchases that literally leave you like really down financially. So at least when you have a month of rent saved up and another, then you don't struggle too much. Now the third tip is a tip I got from someone who's moved out before me, and she told me to take my time when it comes to furnishing my house. She said that rather than buying just things to fill up your house, like take your time and actually save. You'd rather save and get a piece that you actually want. So let's say if there's a certain couch that you're eyeing, instead of just buying any couch just to say that you have a couch and to sit on that couch, you'd rather like save a bit for some time and then get exactly the couch that you want and try and go for quality as opposed to just filling up your space. Now this is actually something I've been doing. We were lucky. When I say we, by the way guys, I live with my two sisters. But we were lucky enough to have some of the things I had from the first time I moved out of home. And then my mom also topped up a few things, you know, some dishes here and there. And things like that. So we're not starting from scratch, but even then we're really just taking our time. Like I said, we don't have curtains in our sitting room, and we could have just been like, you know, we'll get like some really cheap curtains. As long as we have curtains, we have blinds, but rather than doing that, we decided, okay, see, we just wait, we put some coins together, and then once we've saved enough to get like some really good quality curtains, the curtains that we actually want, then we can get the curtains. I actually think this is a perfect segue to introduce the sponsors of this portion of this video, Skillshare. Thank you so much, Skillshare, for partnering up with me on this. I think I already talked to you guys about the courses that I've done on Skillshare, and I'm still doing one that I was doing last month, which was an interior decor workshop. I can link that for you guys down below. I think just in line with that point of taking your time, it's important for you to really figure out the direction that you want to go in terms of your space. You know, what theme, what colors, and Skillshare has courses for you to be able to discover that. It's an online learning community for creatives, so you can definitely be sure to find a lot of very unique courses, very different and unique courses, and it's only $10 a month if you get the annual subscription. So you're not even breaking the bank to have access to all these different courses. And then of course with that $10 there are no ads, you have unlimited access to all the courses. And let me tell you guys, there are very many courses on interior design, and then just courses that you can't get anywhere else that are so unique, you know, like the cocktail making class that I did some time ago. Now I'm doing this interior design workshop. So as always, I have a link for you guys. The first 1,000 people to click that link I've put for you in the description box down below are gonna get a free trial of the Skillshare Premium membership. So go ahead and follow that link and just start exploring, you know, explore your creativity, develop new hobbies, things like that. You will not regret for sure. Now the fourth point I have has to do with being flexible, or testing and measuring, because this is the first, I'm assuming this is the first time that maybe you're moving out or you've moved out of home, which means maybe you are living at home, maybe before that you are living in a hostel, so you've never lived and run your own place by yourself. So it's gonna take some trial and error for you to figure out what works for you, you know. So what works for someone else might not be what works for you. For some people, they do grocery shopping monthly, some people bi-weekly, some people weekly. So I think you really have to try different ways of running your house before you actually figure out what it is that is gonna work for you. Let me give you guys an example. When we initially came, we decided, instead of getting a cleaning lady, I think quite a good number of people I know have cleaning ladies, we decided, as in, we can at least try, we see whether we can actually handle doing the chores, the dishes, blah blah blah, keeping up with our own laundry, you know, rather than getting a cleaning lady and we don't even know whether we haven't tried to at least manage the house ourselves. And we've actually been managing, so we've never gotten a cleaning lady, and so far so good. We're actually keeping up. The other example I can give you has to do with the budget for the groceries, which is something we're actually still in the process of testing and measuring, because we had a rough initial budget, but now you see we couldn't really have known how much we're actually going to spend when it comes to food. So it's that, you know, you allocate a certain amount for the week, for the month, gather receipts so that at the end of each month you're able to see, is this working? Do we need to add? Do we need to can we reduce? So just go, don't be so hard on yourself. It's your first time moving out, and it'll take some time for you to find what works for you. Okay, another one, which I don't know if you guys are gonna listen to me, because I always used to hear this, that living at home is a great, fantastic saving opportunity. Very fantastic saving opportunity, because I'm telling you guys, paying rent, expenses, all of those things, if you live at home, and I really wish I had done this, I recommend trying to save what you'd potentially use for rent and for other expenses. Try and save that. I think it's hard, honestly. I think it's not easy to do it, but I really highly recommend. Like, whatever stage you are in life, like if you're working, like ask your friends who've moved out of home how much they spend on their expenses, and then try and be putting that money aside, because you really, like, you have such a great saving opportunity. So don't be that person who, you know, you're overspending because now you have that money. Like, try and actually save what you would have been spending on rent and expenses if you didn't live at home, because I think when you live at home, there's a false sense of I'm doing well, you know, I'm doing well, and maybe you get together with your friends who are paying rent and paying expenses, and maybe they're telling you, we can't meet this week and next week and the other week again, surely. And you're just like, I'm doing better than my friends, but in reality you're actually not. So try and save. And then I would also say, try and contribute, if you're not already, to the running of your parents' house. You know, like, take up some bills, so that you get into that culture of paying bills, so that when you move out, it's not, you know, so shocking to you, you know. So pick up like one of the bills at home, Wi-Fi, water, electricity, just something, and each month be the one to pay that bill. Okay, the next point I have is, it's gonna take some time to adjust, but you will definitely adjust. I can tell you that for sure. Especially people who have attachment issues and separation anxiety, such as me. I've lived at home all my life, guys. I didn't even go to boarding school, and even in uni, I used to commute every single day from home. So I could probably count the number of days I haven't slept in my parents' house. So that was my comfort zone. So coming here, I just felt like a fish out of water, and I think I was being hard on myself. Like, you shouldn't, like, why is it taking so long for you to adjust? Like, just get into it, you know. But it'll take time, but you will definitely adjust. And maybe, I think when you're moving out, it feels like, how will I ever adjust? You know, like, maybe you're missing your family, you're missing your old life, and you just feel, how will I ever adjust? But trust me, babes, you're gonna adjust. It's a totally new lifestyle. You're paying bills now, unfortunately. You know, you can't just go home to your mom's house, spend the last shilling, and know that there'll be a roof over your head. You can't do that anymore. So it's gonna take time to get used to the new lifestyle, but you will. I have one more point, and I'm really hoping that you guys are actually gonna add more points down below. Please add more points down below. But my last point still has to do with finances. It's still along those lines, and it has to do with tracking your expenditure, because again, this is a new thing that you've never done before. So it's important for you to track and see, where is every single shilling going? How many nyanyas did you buy, and how much did they cost you? You know, how much electricity did you spend this month? How much, like, what's the water bill? You have to be able to track so that you're able to budget properly. Because if you don't track, then I feel you're gonna feel like you're out of control. You're spending so much money on your expenses because you just don't actually know where the money is going. So keep your receipts, track weekly, monthly, whatever it is, because all that data is going to help you be able to come up with, you know, a proper budget. And you can say, for me, I spend, let's say, 20k every month, rent, expenses, you know, electricity, Wi-Fi, and everything is paid for in that 20k, so that even you know now when your salary checks in or whatever money checks in, once you put 20k away, then you're good to go. So yeah, I hope this video has been helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please add your tips in the comments down below, or things you wish you knew before you moved out down below. Once again, thank you to Skillshare for partnering up with me on this one. Guys, don't forget to check the link in the description box. Only the first 1,000 people are going to be able to get that free Skillshare premium membership, the trial. So go ahead and click the link. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.